Gonna be a good boy? Jackson, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Let's knock the cobwebs off this bitch. God, this thing is rough. Battery was dead as fuck this morning when I went to go start this thing, so I had to jump start it. I charged it and put it on the starter, still didn't go, so I'm like, oh, okay, well it's actually dead. But this is my first time riding a bike in 3 weeks because of the surgery. That being said, let's get right into the topic at hand. I do have one today, go figure. So this video got around a good bit, a couple of, probably a month ago or so. You see a California Highway Patrol officer running a biker off the road. And I meant to make a video about it back then because I've got some opinions, but I forgot, and I kind of wanted to see the outcome of it, but I don't think anything's changed, so I'm still kind of, fuck it, we're going to talk about it. So first of all, let's talk about what the biker was doing, if he was doing anything. Biker was on some sort of Fallen Brothers ride of some sort, hundreds if not thousands of bike taking over the street. And I'll be the first one to say, I know what it's like to ride in big groups like that. It's very easy to fall into pack mentality where you just do dumb shit sometimes. That's 100% normal. Does it make the biker right or not doing anything illegal? No, it doesn't. Obviously, there's probably a reason why the officer is in pursuit of this guy on the motorcycle. Let's talk about what he does next. In the video, you see this guy on a sport bike zoom by with a cop right on his quarter. I mean, he is up this dude's ass. And then the cop hits him and knocks the biker off. And obviously public outrage by bikers, and I think even most people who don't ride bikes understand that this is pretty obnoxious or pretty not okay for the officer to do. Again, I'm not defending the biker. I'm not saying he's innocent because a lot of the times bikers aren't innocent. But we have to ask, is what the officer did okay? Is it okay that he knocked a biker off of his bike? I'm not a cop sympathizer, empathizer, or synthesizer by any means, but I do respect people who wear badges for the most part because they do something that I don't want to do, and I think that should be for most jobs. You know, I respect garbage men because I don't want to do that job, but people do it. You know, does that make sense? I think that's fair to say that it's fair to respect someone who does a job that you're not willing to do or not wanting to do. And I certainly don't want to have to put on a bulletproof vest every day and, you know, arrest people or tackle people. Like, how many videos have we seen of cops having to tackle or tase some naked dude with a machete or something like that? You know, it's not uncommon for that shit to happen, and I certainly don't want to be the one to do it. That being said, I'm also a biker, and I have to think of my brothers as well. You guys, brothers and sisters, I should say, non-binary. Because if we dictate that's okay for cops to pursue someone over a traffic violation, presumably, let's say the guy was speeding or doing a wheelie, that's a traffic violation, a moving violation. Is that worth death? Because that's what you have to decide. I need to fix that, I'm sure. I don't have a grip either. You knock a biker off his bike, there's a chance he's gonna die, a high chance too. Now, it's okay to make fun of it now because the biker's fine, he didn't really get hurt too bad, but that does not make what this officer did right in any aspects. So this goes both ways for bikers and cops. For cops, if you chase a motorcyclist, you have to be willing to kill that biker, because that's how a lot of these chases with bikers end, with them dying. It's very common. We can see it all day, every day. And that goes for you bikers too. This is one reason I don't run. If you are willing to run, you are willing to die. Because again, that's how a lot of these infractions end. Someone dies. It happens a lot. Not every time. There's been plenty of times where people get away. I've gotten away from running from cops before, but I don't run anymore because for me, a traffic violation, a ticket, isn't worth me dying over. And that's why, and I've talked to my officer friends, and that's why a lot of cops don't chase bikers, is because they don't want to end up killing some dude. And those who don't ride motorcycles will say something along the lines of this, if you've even made it this far in the video. Well, that's the biker's decision. If he wants to die, that's his fault. And it's not that simple, man. You know, it really isn't. That's a group effort. And I'm not telling bikers to run. Do whatever you fucking want to do. You want to run from a cop? Go for it, I guess. I don't care. As much as I want to say I do care, because I do whatever you want. I just don't think it's worth it. That's my 2 cents. But who am I to judge you based on your actions? I'm nobody. But I think that we can all agree, even officers and bikers alike, that what the officer did in any situation, running a biker off the road for traffic infractions, is not a legitimate response. You're meeting speeding with violence, because that's what that is. Now, I don't even think that it's okay to run a car off the road for traffic violations. But at the same time, you can even counteract that by saying that the biker is endangering others by riding or driving recklessly. That's, I guess, a valid concern, but I don't think it warrants, I don't think that particular offense warrants death. And let's take another look at the video. I'll play some of it back. I don't want to play all of it back because I'm sure I'll get hit with a bogus copyright claim. But if you play the video back, the cop begins to overtake the biker. Everyone here knows that bikes are faster than cars, especially cop cars. Basic fucking Crown Vics, or I think it was a Crown Vic if I remember right. It might be the Ford Taurus, the newer ones. Even then, those are slow as shit compared to any sport bike that's not a 300, you know? Which means that the guy was slowing down. Everybody reported that the guy had his brake lights on. The biker was slowing down in this scenario. If that is not a prime example of excessive force, then I don't know what is. Now, we don't know what happened before the video. I mean, there's been speculation. There's no video evidence of what happens before the video, at least not at this point in time. We can't speak on behalf of the officer or the biker anytime before then. But the biker was arrested, and the officer or the county is being sued. And rightfully so. I think that everyone can agree that that's an appropriate response to being rammed off of your motorcycle. How about this? If a cop runs you off the road when you're getting ready to pull over and accept your consequences, you sue the fuck out of them. That's the only legal response. I'll be honest, man, I'm very surprised about the way the situation went down. Bikers have a tendency of being aggressive. I'm not gonna pretend like there's not a million of us on YouTube bashing mirrors. That's not me, but that's other people. And I understand the cop has a badge. I'm very surprised that it didn't end up differently for that officer, because for a long time he was by himself. For a long time. Like I said, normally I give respect to officers, but fuck this guy. Whatever comes to him, he deserves. Now, this kind of all depends on CHP's policy. If you guys remember that chase scene that one officer was in, where they're chasing murder suspects, and they begin shooting at the cops that are chasing them. So the officer takes his pistol and shoots through his windshield, which is a fucking awesome video, by the way. He even kills one of them. Good on that cop. Chasing the murderers, fucking puts one of them down right then and there. That was responsible. I don't know about responsible, actually, but that was fucking awesome. It was epic. But everyone got all butthurt about that guy because they're like, he can't shoot from a moving vehicle. It all relates back to that officer's county's policy or department's policy. If you guys ever watch some Knockout Lights, he's one of these great tactical instructors. I think he's retired SWAT. He might still be active, but I think he's retired. I follow him pretty closely, and he's really good at what he does. He's a really good tactical instructor. I've learned a lot of tips and tricks from him. Oh, scraping pegs. If I pull my peg up a little bit. And he's even messaged me back a couple of times. Really great guy. Him and his daughter practice a lot of cool tactics, and anyway, I'll post a link to it in the description if you want to check him out. He makes a good point. He says it all relates back to the officer's policy. If CHP is allowed to not only chase but pit maneuver motorcycles, then I think that officer's probably in the clear for the most part. But I think that if they take that case to court, it'll favor the biker. I don't know what sort of policy states that you can run compliant motorcyclists off the road, But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe in CHP standards, it's like, yeah, fuck them up, dude. We don't care. Matter of fact, once you get the cuffs on them, just put a bullet in the back of their head. Execute style. I doubt there's any sort of rule like that, but you never know these days, man. I'd like to hear Officer 401's take on it. As far as I'm concerned, he hasn't made a video on it yet, but maybe he has. Side note, speaking of Officer 401, isn't it weird how this reporter kind of looks like him? A little bit? No? Maybe just me? This kind of all falls down to the run or not scenario, though, you know? It didn't appear to me that from the video that the biker was running, it looked like that he was going to pull over. But again, we don't know what happened prior to the video. Hell, for all I know, the biker was riding around town with a pistol shooting at children. Bang, 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 bang. And the cop's like, no. Of course, this is likely not the case. But what do I know? It's not like I went to college for criminal justice and law or anything. Whatever. I mean, I could do the thing and I could do the classic. What do you guys think about it? In the comments. But I'm pretty sure I know where 90% of my fan base stands. But do it anyway. If you got an opposing opinion, fuck it up, fam. Hey, speaking of which, I'm on the way to the gym right now for my first time since my surgery. Okay, I'm a liar. You guys got me. I actually went to the gym yesterday and did a very, very mild arm workout. But as far as you guys know, it's my first time back. I'm a liar. Real talk, though, I always try to advocate against people running. I realize that for some people, I do have a say in some of the things that they do. Let me put it to you guys this way, and maybe I can change your opinion. First of all, there's no amount of traffic violations that's worth losing your life over. That's my opinion and mine alone. Feel free to disagree with it. There's no ticket that I'm like, yeah, I would die for that. I mean, unless it was like a false rape, like a false rape thing, then I'd be like, well, I don't want to be accused of rape. Better run for a little bit. So that's just my 2 cents on that. There's no traffic violation. Hey, is this guy texting? Is that okay at the stoplight? I don't know, man. Not my business. It's just not worth it to me. That's first of all. It doesn't matter how good of a rider you are or how skilled you are at avoiding the police, that you can't account for everything and everybody. I'm not willing to put my life in other people's hands because I don't want a speeding ticket, you know? Not to mention if they catch you or find out who you are, it's going to be much worse. And second of all, I've always found it to be kind of a pussy thing to run. Run away scared, hiding. Really? You consider that manly? Like, I don't know. What I've always considered manly is taking responsibility for your actions, for the most part. Admitting when you're wrong. That's some manly shit. It takes a real fucking man, a real fucking secure, strong individual to say that, hey, I fucked up, and I'm gonna make it right. That's a man. That's some man shit right there, and that's coming from the biggest fucking dyke you know. God, this thing is in rough shape. You know what? Watch this. Bet money it won't start. Bet money right now it won't start. Battery's dead. Yeah, I'll have to push start it when I get out. So you want to be a man, admit to your mistakes. Don't run like a pussy. But that's just my 2 cents. What do I know? Y'all have fun putting your lives on the line for a $100 ticket. All right, maybe I am dumb. I don't really think this through, because I have to push start the Magna and I just fucking destroyed my legs. So this should go great. Yep, just like I thought. Not gonna start, huh? All right, come on, baby. Give me what you got. Come on, you piece of shit. Huh? No? I don't want you to. I think I can do it if I try hard enough. Come on. There we go. Hey! Push this! My fucking legs. Holy shit. That's what happens when you let bikes sit, man. Batteries go bad. And this battery's bad. Oh. I think it also is important to remember, back on the main topic, that different departments do have different policies about things. I hear a lot of comments from uneducated people, like bikers in general, because everyone thinks that cops all have to follow the exact same rules, and they don't. From state to state, there's different laws. From county to county, there's different policies put in place. Different cities have different departments. Different departments equal different rules that the police have to follow. So, well, let's say that I live in Paulding County. Paulding County has, I don't know this for sure, but it might. Let's say that Paulding County has a no chase policy. They might have a chase policy, they might not, I don't know. But let's say they do have a chase policy. And then I run from the cops, they can chase me. But then let's say that I enter Forsyth County or something like that. Forsyth County might have a no chase policy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on. Nuh-uh. Oh no. This is such a not a good place to stall my shit. Come on. No! That's not good. Didn't this happen last year at some point or another? Like I fucked up my rectifier. Damn it, this is not good. Well, that's kind of a downhill, which means that I'll be able to figure it out. I don't have my truck either. Plenty of gas. I think I push started it last time and it got. So let's try that. I mean, worst case scenario is just fucked. I just go park in a parking lot somewhere, come back later with my truck. Right? How that works? Alright, let's see if I can. Come on, baby. Give daddy a little bit of juice. Fuck it. Oh man, I need to do so much work to this fucking thing. So yeah, different counties have different policies about chasing. Some of them don't specify whether or not they can chase motorcycles. Some of them don't specify this, that, and the other. There's a lot of things there's a lot of variables that go into whether or not you can get chased or whatnot, but at least off the top of my head, I don't know a single department that says that running a motorcycle off the road is okay, but that doesn't mean they won't chase you. For instance, Georgia State Patrol, I don't think there's different departments of GSP. There's just a one rule that all of GSP that has to follow, and they do have a chase policy. Georgia State Patrol loves to chase. If you're running, Georgia State Patrol's having a good day because they get to have some fun. Hey, speaking of which, that little bit of shit that just happened there, that little bit of excrement this bike just dumped, imagine that happens to you while you're running. So now, not only did you not get away, but your offense is gonna jump up trifold. Oh, we're gonna pull you over for speeding and then maybe cut you a break because you pulled over. Cops love it when bikers pull over, at least from my experience. You guys have seen it firsthand on the channel. Being pulled over on the bike, I've received maybe 2 tickets in my entire life out of the dozens of times that I've been pulled over. And the most recent one with How to Lose Your License, where I get pulled over by GSP, he cut me a huge break. I paid I think it was $200, I paid my fine, I went about my day. Everything was good. It's pretty simple, man. I'm sure people who don't ride motorcycles are gonna come across this video and be like, well, just don't break the law, asshole. Or even worse, those people who are like, I'm glad that they hit the biker. Bikers need to get hit by cars. Those people, expedite the process. Kill yourself too. Suck start a shotgun. Play Russian roulette with a Glock. Take a toaster bath. I don't care. You've got a million different options. Here's my thought process on it. I like going fast, and I'm willing to pay the price of doing so. If I get pulled over for speeding, that's the price I pay. I have fun doing it. I'm willing to accept the consequences. That's how rules go, man. I'm just saying, it's pretty simple. The rules are pretty simple, Jackson. If you're gonna break the law, accept the consequences. Isn't that right, Danny? Don't you agree, Danny, that if you break the law, you should accept the consequences?
I'm the trash man.
Good solid point, Danny.
Did you bang my wife? Huh?
Danny, don't do that. This is a YouTube video.
You're about to take a bath. We need to be honest with this.
Instead of a photo.
What if he says no?
What if he just instantly like, yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. We'll have to
just woke up, what are you doing? Alright, so sent. He just responded. And that sounds pretty good to me.
Hell yeah.
Game on.
Yes.
To the bath!
Don't hang up.